Travel, certainly always chaotic, but could there be a very real reason airports are more packed than normal? Flights are full, theme parks and resorts all booked solid through the summer. Well, it turns out that more Americans are apparently using their vacation days than in any time over the last 10 years. Yeah, company calendars show that more workers are using their PTO and for longer stretches now. The number of employees logging vacation days up 11% compared to last year. The amount of time they took also rising by 5%. Let's bring in NewsNation travel editor Peter Greenberg. Peter, good to see you. Thanks for being here.
You got it.
You know, Peter, other nations, definitely Europe, long made fun of Americans for being terrible at taking our vacation time and just for the way we work in general. What's going on here? Why are so many Americans taking our PTO, taking our vacations now?
Because believe it or not, it's not about PTO anymore. We went from working in an office to working from home to working from anywhere. And as more and more companies are going to unlimited PTO, we're taking our work with us. So it's no longer a question of where are we going to vacation next year. It's where we're going to go next week and the week after and the week after that. And along with that means there's no more seasonality. You know, we see all the planes being full right now, but get ready. In September, they're probably going to be full again. So we're combining business with our vacation. And that's why you see every plane full. The crazy part about it, of course, is airfares. They haven't come down. And we're hoping they'll stabilize because those airfares are so high right now. There's hope that they cannot be sustained.
I mean, we are looking at some new reports that travel woes could persist for a decade. Why on earth would that be? What do you make of this, Peter?
Well, we have the makings of a perfect storm that we're already in. We have supply chain issues in terms of not enough planes being delivered, not enough pilots, of course. We have the workforce issue there. We have scheduling, which is a major problem with the airlines. They are hideously overscheduling their airlines. As a result, we have all these delays and cancellations, even without weather being thrown in. There's not a runway at an airport that can accommodate more than 23 airplanes in any given hour, but airlines are allowed to schedule 34 to 40 departures at 8 o'clock in the morning. So there's a problem right there. And we haven't even talked about weather. And last but not least, air traffic controllers. 3 out of the 4 air traffic control centers right now are below their 85% staffing threshold. And what that means is, even in the best of times, with no weather issues whatsoever, there are not enough controllers to work the number of flights. They have to slow the flow down. And if you want to train a new air traffic controller, they don't get hired overnight. That's a 2 to 3 year process. And that pipeline is not exactly flowing right now.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned so many issues just there alone. What needs to be done? Is it the government that needs to step up with better regulation? Is it the airlines that need to be more closely checked? What gives?
Well, short of re-regulation, you do need some new rulemaking from the Department of Transportation in terms of passenger rights. That's on the way, but we may not see it until next year. That's number one. You need the airports themselves to take control and set limits on the number of takeoffs and landings that can be scheduled in an hour. Otherwise, you have gridlock, and we've all seen that happen this summer. Then you need the air traffic control budgets to be increased, basically to hire people. That's now the FAA reauthorization bill that's going through Congress. But again, that's 3 to 4 years away if you actually take the timeline of how long it takes to find them, hire them, and train them. And then, of course, it's basic common sense about scheduling at the airlines. Right now, they have airlines that are scheduling flights with 33-minute connecting times. Even in the best of times, if you were an Olympic sprinter, they'd have to call the paramedics. You'll never make your connection. So why are they allowed to schedule that unrealistically? All that has to be addressed.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Good luck getting off the plane to begin with if you're in the back of the plane in half an hour. I do want to ask one more question. You know, whether it is a theme park or just a resort or a vacation, we are seeing reports of these massive crowds really anywhere you go. Do Americans need to adjust their vacation plans to account for this?
Well, the good news is, as we talked about just a minute ago, the seasonality is leaving. So who says you have to go somewhere in the summer and be out there with 1,000 other people at the Acropolis in Greece? Right now, September, October, November are looking pretty good. And the month of September is the magic month in terms of weather if you're going overseas. You're going to see seasonality disappear. You're going to see things spread out over a longer period of time. And that's a good thing to happen. But keep in mind, though, even if you spread it out, if more people are traveling than ever before, you may not notice the difference.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.